Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's upload we are going to be going over the top 5 best loadouts that you guys should be using in Warzone and Plunder. Having the right loadout in Warzone is one of the key aspects to be able to get more wins. So that's why I want to show you guys my personal opinion of the top 5 best classes that you guys should be using for more kills and wins. These classes I'm showing you guys, these are the meta weapons, not any of the underrated weapons. I'm just showing you the absolute best weapons in Warzone. So if you want to know what the best guns are and the best combinations of those guns, you are in the right place. If this is your first time to the channel, I upload best class setups, gameplays, tutorials, pretty much anything that's going to help improve your Call of Duty skill. So if you want to get better at the game, I highly recommend you hit that red button. And if you do subscribe, make sure you ring that bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload and whenever I start my stream. And if you guys could leave a couple likes on the video, that'd be awesome, helps me out a ton. But anyways, let's get right into this top 5 best class setup. The first class I want to show you guys, this is my favorite at the moment. It is a Grau Overkill MP7. The Grau and the MP7 are the two best weapons in Warzone in my opinion right now, so I thought I should probably put them both together, and I made a pretty good class. So on the Grau, the attachments I like to use is a monolithic suppressor. For the barrel I do the Tempest Archangel. For the underbarrel I do a Commando foregrip. For the ammunition I do a 50 round mag, and for the regrip I do an XRK Void 2. Having the monolithic suppressor on your gun is going to increase your damage range and keep you off the radar, which is very helpful in Warzone. And for the barrel, a lot of people like to use the Nexus, but I think the Archangel is better because the Grau excels at long range, so might as well throw on the biggest barrel you can. If I was playing multiplayer, I'd probably do the Nexus barrel, but since this is Warzone, I like to use the Archangel. So on the Grau, the recoil pattern is pretty much straight up, so it's super easy to control, so I thought I might as well throw on the Commando foregrip to help stabilize it, so all I have to do is pull down on my right analog stick. And for the ammunition, you could also throw on the 60 round mag. I just prefer the 50 round mag so I can be a little bit more mobile. And for the regrip, I do an XRK Void 2. This is going to increase my sprint to fire speed and my ADS speed, which is a must. You could also take off the regrip and throw on the tac laser. Tac laser is going to help stabilize your shots. The only downside, you're not going to have your sprint to fire speed, so you can't be so run and gun with this weapon. But if you have that tac laser, you're going to be able to land more shots and you can knock your enemies a little bit faster. But I feel like I can control the recoil pretty good and I can land most of my shots, which is why I don't use the laser and I prefer to use the XRK Void 2. The secondary, I did a MP7. I use a monolithic suppressor to increase my range, FSS recon barrel to increase my damage range as well, and the tac laser so I can land more shots and my iron sights aren't going to be bouncing around as much, and the underbarrel is going to be the Ranger foregrip so you can knock those players at medium range. And for the ammunition, I did a 60 round mag. This is going to make it so you can knock a couple players with the same mag and you won't really have to worry about reload. And for the perks, I'd like to do EOD to protect me from explosives, overkill obviously so I can have the two primaries, and amp so I can swap between them faster. For the lethals, I do C4, and the tactical is going to be heartbeat sensor. Pretty much all the perks and the lethals and tacticals are all going to be staple across all the classes, unless the class is a single primary weapon, and then you can run Ghost as your perk too. And now on to the second class. This one is just if you want to use the M4. And for the attachments, I like to do a monolithic suppressor to stay off the radar and increase that damage range. And for the barrel, I throw on the Grenadier barrel. This is going to increase my damage range, increase the bullet velocity, and help me control the recoil a little bit easier. And since I have the Grenadier barrel to help me control my recoil, I throw on the Commando foregrip to help stabilize the shots. You could also do a Ranger foregrip if you're not too good at controlling the recoil, but if you can control the recoil, I recommend doing the Commando foregrip. For the ammunition, I do a 60 round mag, and for the regrip, I do a stipple grip tape so I can run a gun a little bit easier. You could also take this off and throw on the tac laser. I just prefer to use the stippled grip tape. And for the secondary, I do the RPG. The RPG was supposed to get nerfed in the previous update, but for some reason it actually got buffed. Probably was on accident, but it did get buffed, so I might as well take advantage of it right now and get some easy high kill wins. And for the perks, I do EOD, Ghost, and Amped. You could also take off Ghost and throw on High Alert. High Alert is also a really good choice, but I just prefer to use Ghost. So the reason I chose the M4 over the Grau for like the single AR class is because the M4 has a faster fire rate, making it a very viable close range weapon. If I were to throw on the Grau, I wouldn't be too good at close range. That's why I like to use the Grau / MP7 so I can have the MP7 for close range and the Grau for those long range. Just the Grau is better for those long range gunfights compared to the M4. And the M4 is better at those close range gunfights compared to the Grau. And now onto the next class. This is my sniper class. I do the MP5 Overkill AX50. You could also do the HDR. I'm just better with the AX50, but it's pretty much whatever sniper you like. But anyways, for the attachments on the MP5, this one's a little bit different. You probably don't see this too much. So for the barrel, I did the monolithic integral suppressor. So this barrel is actually better than doing the monolithic suppressor if you guys did not know. So if you want to increase your damage range the most, you should probably throw on this barrel. It is going to slow down your ADS a little bit more compared to if you just had the monolithic suppressor on, but it's Warzone, so the ADS doesn't matter as much. And for the underbarrel, I do a Mark foregrip. For the ammunition, a lot of people do the 10mm rounds, but for Warzone, you really want more ammo, so that's why I like to do the 45 round mags. For the rear grip, I do a stipple grip tape so I can run and gun. And for the stock, I do an F-Tac collapsible. You could also take off this stock and throw on like a tac laser. Just I like to use the F-Tac collapsible stock because that's what I use in multiplayer, and I'm really used to controlling the recoil with this stock on. So I like to keep it the same so I can control the recoil at a consistent rate. And for my secondary on the AX50, I like to do the monolithic suppressor, the 32-inch factory barrel. the tac laser, single arms assassin, and the stipple grip tape. I pretty much built this like a fast sniper. So the barrel and the muzzle is going to increase my range, and the laser, the stock, and the rear grip is going to make it so I can use the sniper very fast compared to the HDR. And say you do want to use the HDR, I will have an HDR class on the next class I show you. It'll have an HDR on it, so if you want to get a good loadout for the HDR, just watch that next class setup. And for the perks, this one's a little bit different. Since I am competing with other snipers, I like to do cold-blooded in case they have thermal, making it so I have the advantage over them, and then overkill so I can have the two primaries, and amp so I can swap between them really fast. And for the lethals, I do C4, tactical is the heartbeat sensor. So guys, I pretty much built this class so I could be like a fast sniper. I can be a very aggressive player with a sniper. The next class I'm about to show you is like a slower sniper version if I want to sit back and really snipe. So for that one, I did an M4 and an HDR. The reason I did the M4 is so I can take down those players at medium and long range. Since I am going to be sitting back, I'm not going to be in the enemy's face too much. And the HDR so I can have 100% velocity. So the attachments on the M4 are the same as my previous loadout. And then for the HDR, here are the attachments I like to do. For the stock and the perk, you could change these up however you like. You could take off the stock and throw on like a thermal, or you can take off the perk and throw on a thermal, or you can add some more ammo. This is just like my personal preference because when you first pick up your sniper, you don't have too much ammo, so that's why I like the fully loaded. And now onto my final class. This is like my super aggressive class. I'm going to be in the enemy's face constantly. So I did the MP5 and the RPG. And for the loadout on the MP5, I changed it up a teensy bit. I just changed the barrel and put on a monolithic suppressor. This is just so I can have my max ADS speed because I am going to be in the enemy's face. And this is going to be my fastest weapon when I'm in the match. And for the secondary, I did the RPG. So pretty much on every non-sniper class, you want EOD on. And for every sniper class, you want cold-blooded on. And if you're not using the overkill perk, you should have ghost or High alert. And for the third perk, I did amped, and then the same lethals and tacticals. And now onto my plunder class setup. So in plunder, since it is a respawn mode, you are very aggressive and you don't really need a monolithic suppressor, so that's why I don't use it on these two classes compared to my Warzone ones. So as you guys can see, I did a M13 as my primary, and the reason for that is because lots of your kills come from people skydiving down, and the M13, if you guys didn't know, it is a beam. You don't really miss any bullets, it's just no recoil, it just has a slow TTK. So when people are flying down from the sky, I like to be able to beam them out of the air. This weapon makes it very easy to do that. And if people are depositing the cash, I really need to take them down fast and not miss any bullets, so that's why I have the M13 so I don't really miss. And for the secondary, I did an OP Uzi class. So for my M13 loadout, I did the Tempest Marksman to increase my damage range, and I did the Tac Laser to increase my stability. For the optic, I did a GI Mini Reflex. You can take off the optic if you don't like it. I just noticed I was more accurate with the optic. For the ammunition, I did a 60-round mag so I can knock more players with more than one mag. And for the perk, I did Sleight of Hand so I don't really have to worry about reloading. So with the Sleight of Hand and the 60-round mag, you can just be destroying every player. You never have to worry about reloading. The Uzi isn't a very good weapon, but after you throw on these two attachments I'm about to show you, it makes it a very underrated OP weapon. So I got the M13 for the medium and long range, and then the Uzi for the close range engagements. For my Uzi class, I did the FSS Carbine Pro. I believe you do have to do a challenge to unlock it. This is going to increase my damage range. Then I did a Tac Laser to help stabilize my shot, because the Uzi does bounce around a lot. For the ammunition, I did a .41 AE 32 round mag. You also have to do a challenge to unlock this mag, but this is the mag that makes it OP because it increases your damage and your range. For the grip, I do a stipple grip tape because you are going to be using this at close range, so I want to be able to increase my sprint to fire speed as much as I can. And for the stock, I do the Forge Tac Ultralight. This is going to make it so you can strafe extremely fast. Players are going to miss all their bullets. For the perks, I do EOD, Overkill, and Tracker. And for the third perk, I did Tracker, just so I can track down the enemies a little bit easier. But say you don't really care for Tracker, you could use any perk you want. They're all pretty good in Plunder. For the lethal, I do C4, and the tactical, I like to do the smoke grenade so I can cover myself while I'm making that cash deposit. And now guys, I'm just going to do a quick overview of how you should use each class setup. So for the Grau and MP7, you should be using the Grau at longer ranges and the MP7 at close range. So with this one, you can step back and then you can push up really easily. For the M4 class, this one is if you want to stay off the radar and you still want to dominate. For the MP5 and the HDR class, this is if you want to be an aggressive sniper. For the M4/HDR class, this is if you want to be like a sit back sniper and you want to play the match super slowly. And for the MP5 class, this is if you want to be super aggressive. I really like to use this class in solos. I also like to use my MP5 sniper class in solos. So the MP5 overkill sniper and just the MP5 RPG class, these two are the best for solos. And that's going to wrap it up for the top 5 best class setups for Warzone and Plunder. If you guys did enjoy this video, please let me know down in the comments. I reply to everyone. And if you want more content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever I upload. And if you guys could leave a like on the video, that would help me out a ton. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.